A couple of weeks back, we told you that Syria could be readmitted into the Arab League. And tonight, we can safely tell you, we told you so.
Arab states have taken a decision to resume the participation of the Syrian Arab Republic's delegation in the meetings of the Arab League and all associated organizations and bodies starting today.
Foreign ministers of the Arab League countries met at Cairo on Sunday. They decided to restore Syria's membership. In other words, readmit Damascus into the Arab League. The country was suspended 12 years ago. And why was Syria thrown out in the first place? You see, Syria was suspended from the Arab League in November 2011. This was following the outbreak of the civil war, and soon many Arab states also pulled out their envoys from Damascus. Many, in fact, sided with the rebels who were trying to oust the Syrian president, Bashar al-Assad. The war has killed hundreds of thousands since and displaced millions from their homes. US President Donald Trump had branded Assad an animal for using chemical weapons in Syria. So just what led to this thaw in the relations is the immediate question. You see, in the recent weeks, Saudi Arabia and Syria have tried to take steps towards normalization in the ties. In fact, the two have even signed an agreement to reopen embassies. And now that Syria has been readmitted into the Arab League, will other countries follow suit? There is one thing the League has made very clear, and that is Syria's readmission into the bloc will not mean that all member states will automatically resume diplomatic relations with Syria. And this decision, by the way, will be left onto individual countries. And what about the war? What happens to it? Many regional players have been pulled into the war in the last decade or so. Iran, for example, is backing the Assad regime. Iran's gain in Syria is Israel's loss. The UK, the US, France are also fighting in Syria. And America, mind you, is not the happiest about Syria's readmission into the Arab League. In fact, Washington believes Syria does not merit a readmission. The US State Department has made it clear that Washington will not normalize ties with the Assad regime. Also, it does not support others normalizing ties with Syria. And guess who is expressing support loud and clear? The new self-proclaimed peacemaker in the bloc. And if you are thinking China, you are right.
China welcomes and congratulates Syria's return to the Arab League. We believe that Syria's return to the Arab League is conducive to greater unity and self-empowering of the Arab nations, accelerating the development and rejuvenation of the Arab world, and promoting peace and stability in the Middle East. This is in line with the long-term interests of the Arab countries. China always supports the Arab nations for unity and self-strengthening, and actively supports Syria's return to the Arab League.
Which brings us back to the question, what happens to the war in Syria? During the meeting on Sunday, the foreign ministers of the Arab League countries decided that Jordan, Saudi Arabia, Iraq, Lebanon, Egypt, and the Secretary General of the League will form a ministerial contact group. And this group will liaise with the Syrian government and seek step-by-step solutions to the crisis. Also, Arab countries will continue to deliver aid to Syria.
The
return of Syria is the beginning of a movement, not an end. The direction of the resolution to the crisis in Syria will take time for procedures to be implemented, and it will be gradual. The task of this committee is to follow up on those procedures.
The Arab League summit is on the 19th of May in Riyadh, and Damascus has not yet said if Assad will attend it. WION now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the updates on the move.